a little bit earlier, and Aurora makes it to 5th pick, game 3 on blue side.
I really like this draft here for T1. It's going to take a lot to convince me that KT ROLSTER end up with a better one.
Ziggs made me, Fizz made me so excited. Fizz and Ziggs in the same game, that confused the heck out of me. Swain's also fun.
Don't like Swain. I do like BDD on Syndra. I don't like Swain.
I love Swain. Swain's great, and it's Noxian themed. That's what we're about. And Bessa and Swain? We are getting all the way to the top of Noxus right now.
Swain is so incredibly vulnerable, though, I find, in a lot of these team fights. And the Rumble ultimate, as well as Aurora's gap, like, not gap closer, whatever the opposite is, her weirding is going to give her some distance, right, where she can play around him really well. And in team fights and in side lanes, the Swain is constantly going to be a potential collapse target. He doesn't offer a ton of side lane power to empower the Ziggs and set up getting turrets off the map. Now, what he is going to offer, though, is...
Mental. See how it does go as we jump onto the Rift for the final game of the first telecom war of the LCK Cup 2025. All right, KT fans, pretty loud here. Xin Zhao, I actually really like that Xin Zhao skin because it matches Ambessa in her theme. So the top jungle synergy working out well here for KT. T1 on the other side, like you mentioned, I mean, these are just some really good champions.
Tried and true, you know? Very safe, very, you know, easy to set up compositionally. Like, Uner stuns somebody, you've got feathers for that, you've got an equalizer for that.
You do have a Nautilus to, you know, at least get a Featherstorm out from Smash, things like this. We've seen Lehens make it work very well into Zaya's. As T1.
Big ward here.
Yeah, this is Owner face checking, and the bomb does come on through as he gets pulled back by the Never Move. There is the hook landing as well. The rest of T1 will turn up. See who's going to win out as far as summoner spells are concerned. No one actually blowing any just yet. As Carrier diving forward, the flash out from Cuz is going to be that first one. Never Move on to 2. No one's dead just yet, though. Smash laying down all of these feathers. Owner so close to dead. This battle for the Raptors is nutty. As Carrier's going to get hooked, but unable to get pulled through, and BDD doesn't find that Never Move.
We're 2 minutes in. I mean, minions are clashing in mid, so some as well. Level 1 is Wei.
Oh, yeah, Wei going to have to flash that one. Oh no, it's game 1 all over again.
Unacceptable.
Absolute disaster.
They still got it. I was like, nah, I'm not watching 2, man. There's no way.
you never should. I think
we all saw Lion King 2, and we were like, well.
Yeah, Toy Story is the exception, not the rule.
Yes.
As is Austin Powers, I think also to a certain extent, but it's a little bit different. As okay, Smash diving on forward. Carrier is going to look for Doctor, doesn't quite get it. Good flash out, but they do manage to get the summoner spell in trade for just Carrier's 2 summoner spells. Cuz going to be taking down this dragon, though, as the grubs are collected on the top side.
So it's a trade of grubs for dragon, but also they have this dive set up here potentially with Owner. No wave, though, just yet, so that's going to be enough time to crash, or before this crashes for them to get away, but it means they're going to lose farm. BDD wants to come over here and make an impact.
Oh, okay. Well, Wei is going to get back to the turret because Doctorm, he can teleport in. They do manage to claim themselves a plate. As Wei now wanting to create some space here. Vision of Empire gets some information about where Smash isn't. Teleport will get the Ziggs over.
Really nice pressure relieve there from...
It's back as the grubs do spawn. Means he won't be able to reset in time to get over here if they do want to fight this. Equalizer could be important as Wind becomes lightning, not going to connect. Neither does the Never Move, but the hook is going to be there. They do get on top of Carrier, who does get the quickness off. Smash taking a lot of damage. Grand Starfall does bring him in. The Demon Flare available for BDD is Cuz staying alive for so long. Doesn't have flash though, so he is going to die. BDD just trying to do his best to get a kill anywhere, and it straight up doesn't work. That was a complete collapse from KT, and T1 should be able to grab themselves some extra grubs.
I mean, Carrier just totally baited them as well. Like, he's just standing there making it look like he's made a mistake, and he actually sets up with the fake out into the re-engage there from Owner so beautifully, pops his ult as well, even going to get a Demolish proc on the mid turret and then go with his Lover's Duel back to base. You know, he's definitely feeling very good about himself here in this third and final game. It's a 4-0 now.
Yeah, so they have to have got all.
Yeah, they have to get all 6.
That's the 2 that they managed to get. This is going to be feats of strength if they do manage to secure this. KT have information. Mega Inferno Bomb could actually just be thrown in to see whether he can steal it away, but they don't have the information. There it goes. Doctor is waiting for it, but waiting a little bit too.
He's just juggling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see the grubs on any of the T1 players when they're clicked on either, on the bottom left where they normally show. So, where if you know what I mean, especially with how level 1 went. Now, I mean, it's still a playable game here for KT. Like, the deficit was there in game 2, and they were able to come back. This isn't that same style of game, though, where you can set up a pick. It's just not really, I mean, only BDD can maybe pull somebody in with a never move, and then you have a big bomb dropped on their head. That could work. There's just a lot of get out of jail free cards. Even the Pantheon could just put up a shield and be like, I'm fine.
Yeah, the Pantheon kind of works very similar to Braum, which is a little bit scary because Braum has found a lot of success so far in the LCK Cup. Doran now by himself here in this bottom lane. Perfect does have his Eclipse done. Also a cheeky Hex Drinker to keep him alive in the lane, especially when there's double AP. That makes a lot of sense. And maybe this is the time, right? Like, a Rylai's is complete. Like, BDD has got some utility. Really does need Leandries and a bit of extra damage before he's really a threat. But he's in the top lane. Faker is moving down. T1 just have so much damage if they do decide to turn, and they have decided to turn. In comes Doran, looking for that equalizer angle as public execution as they dive in on top of Faker. Can they actually kill him, though? The answer is yes, but they'll lose their Nautilus for it. Cuz has that Crescent Guard. BDD just trying to get this Demon Flare to do some more damage. It does do a fair bit off the back end as Cuz locks down the Rift Herald, and that was a better fight for KT.
Yeah, that was, you know, you could start to see some of the Swain value in those types of extended exchanges there for BDD. Everyone for T1 just has to kind of disengage and get away. The equalizer was pretty good for Doran. It's not leading to any big kills or anything like that.
And maybe this is the time, right? Like, a Rylai's is complete. Like, BDD has got some utility. Really does need Leandries and a bit of extra damage before he's really a threat. But he's in the top lane. Faker is moving down. T1 just have so much damage if they do decide to turn, and they have decided to turn. In comes Doran, looking for that equalizer angle as public execution as they dive in on top of Faker. Can they actually kill him, though? The answer is yes, but they'll lose their Nautilus for it. Cuz has that Crescent Guard. BDD just trying to get this Demon Flare to do some more damage. It does do a fair bit off the back end as Cuz locks down the Rift Herald, and that was a better fight for KT.
Really difficult for KT to stick around and continue the fight. We'll be able to stop this back as well.
Oh, maybe not. Flashing on top of BDD. The Never Move does connect, but he doesn't want to bring him closer. There's the Sith Lightning! And BDD grabs the solo. Or Doran dies. I don't know what you really want to call it, but now we've got Shelly making her way out, and she'll get a charge into this outer turret as well, and maybe they'll be able to get themselves a turret.
Yeah, like, maybe we'll call that the curtain of Otacon, the little wall there that he has that obscures vision. Doctom's got flash, so a little bit safer. He's gonna clear this wave out.
Yeah, Owner does get some shoes together as well. His Merc Treads are allowing him to book it down towards this dragon fight. Doctom and Wei in the Banana Brush. We know Banana Brush control is so incredibly powerful.
Owner wants to ult the backline, but he also wants to stay close to the dragon so he can secure that smite.
Yeah, there's the Never Move as Faker takes the turret on the top side, immediately teleports in, is now Perfect. He's going to spot the Grand Starfall. That means that Owner going to be moved out of the way of the equalizer as well, not in position. As KT, they regroup. Perfect on that flank angle, wants that public execution. And T1, they do not want to risk it. I think that's smart. Vision of Empire does give vision, as Cuz almost just blows up. Mega Inferno Bomb avoided by everyone.
Yeah, that was kind of the saddest Zigzag I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was not a great one.
But that's just another turret here for T1. So yeah, T1 made the right call. Don't take a bad fight there. Just simply back away. It's only second dragon here for KT ROLSTER. It's not Soul Point.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, though. I love that.
Doran's going to get another turret here. I don't think there's any way to answer. Perfect has TP, but isn't going to opt into it. And so that's just going to be more gold in the Rumble's pocket, which is pushing him closer to that Void Staff. Likely, it could be a Crypt Bloom, but make Mooney upset, so I hope it's a Void Staff in this situation. The engages aren't necessarily as robust. They're more strong defensively.
Oh, Wei is going to find Owner here. Just puts up the door, or the shield. And Cuz is going to go in. Doran not going to overcommit to this one, or is he? Equalizer goes down, it's onto BDD and Cuz, and now Carrier looks for the opportunity, gets into that backline. The Ziggs explodes! The entire bottom lane is just already dead. BDD doing a fair bit of work, but it is not enough. Cuz trying to stay alive, the flash does not work. And T1 will wipe the floor with KT.
Yeah, you know, there's very rarely when you make a color point where you're like, I don't know if they should ever really be the ones to attack when they don't know what's going on. It's very rarely a more picturesque example of something.
Yeah.
And it's a really nice follow from Owner and Carrier. Otacon is being taken in live by T1 after this wipe. And like I mentioned before, yeah, BDD, he stays in the thick of things for a long time. He's very difficult to kill, but as they kind of front to back.
Onto this inner turret, and I just think that it is not going to work. Doctor, I'm going to turn up with Baroned up minions. They do survive for a whole lot longer than they have any right to, as now BDD is just going to get ulted by Faker. Doesn't quite find the combo, as the equalizer is also a little bit weird when there is a flash up and available. Carrier just going in because he can.
I mean, Carrier is teaching KT ROLSTER a lesson.
Yeah.
Like with some of these baits he's set up, some of these moments where it looks like he's caught, and he's like, no, you're locked in here with me.
And it was so face up as well. They managed to get it, you know, second round on blue side. Oh man, I do think that this draft, it's beautiful from T1, not gonna lie, but
in a dragon fight against us, we have, you know, the ability to just rejoin. Like, you can't win a dragon fight because we have Baron buff also. Like, there's just no losing.
There's another equalizer that comes down as Doctorm is going to flash into Faker and just pop like a balloon. Faker just bouncing around his ultimate, looking absolutely cool while he does so. And T1, they just kill 3. And they're able to move even further forward. Perfect has decided that he just wants to try and take whatever they can. But I think he's going to be required back home because there is an invasion as T1 look to take down their first inhibitor of the game and look for even more. Maybe they're just done with this game as Doran is just flashing on top of BDD, who just dies. Oh my god, Perfect. Maybe he shouldn't have come home. Maybe he should have actually stayed in the top lane because this game is over. Nexus Turret 1 is going to go down. Nexus Turret 2 is surely to follow. And Wei, yeah, he spent a little bit of time outside of the fountain, but I think he wants back in. Please end his misery, and T1 will acquiesce. That is the Game 3 victory. T1 looking way better than they did in Game number 2. And Smash!